Hello, beautiful Pisces gang, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading for the month of November here at the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards, so please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's totally fine. Feel free to push them aside. You may want to revisit them at a later date or time. Sometimes messages make more sense in the future. Please do keep in mind that you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. That being said, let's set the intention to get you some helpful, clear, insightful messages. Ooh, you got so many cards coming through. All right, we'll do 3 in this last one. They're all poking out. Yeah, let's try to have some fun, get you some helpful messages here. Last but not least, please, 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 in addition to watching your sun sign, Pisces, watch your rising sign. I'm going to be throwing in a little bit of astrology into this reading. So it might be more accurate and more helpful for you to watch your rising sign. Go to astrocharts.com, put in your birth info, you'll figure it out. All right. Of course, anyone is welcome into this reading. Pisces, Pisces. So you got your card at the bottom of the deck, so you are in your Pisces energy. Love it. So let's start here. You have the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about productivity, making progress. Sometimes it's about teamwork and creation among a group of people. Something about babies might be particularly important in your life right now, whether it's your own child or talking about pregnancy, or I don't know, someone in your family or a friend group, a close friend of yours maybe having a baby. I don't know why I'm getting that from that, but I am. All right, so let's, where do we want to start? Let's start with your new moon. So there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio in your 9th house. So you may be planting the seeds to start some sort of long-term educational endeavor. You just might be more fascinated in a certain subject or topic and wanting to research it and really gain knowledge and acquire knowledge on that topic or that area of life. There may be some new sort of marketing campaign that you're trying to do for yourself or for your business. More reason to be in the spotlight, more of a presence maybe on social media and possibly for the reasons of helping you grow in some capacity. You know, maybe you're starting a side hustle for, I don't know, being an athletic trainer or something. There could be more presence on social media, to be amongst groups, to find your people. There could be the beginning, planting the seeds of a big trip or a travel plan, maybe with family, but more likely with friends, with the 3 of Cups. That's sort of what I'm getting there. Some of you may need to travel for a wedding. Some of you may be more interested in I'm hearing like legal ramifications. So again, maybe something for a business. You may be wanting to bring on, especially with Venus moving through your 8th, you may want to bring on a financial advisor or someone who can help guide you in terms of, I don't know, researching the law or the legalities of something that you're trying to do or accomplish. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but you know, I think it's a positive message. There's one other thing I was going to say. I lost track of it. Let's see. So anyway, there is going to be a challenging aspect around the 10th or the 11th of November. Mars is going to oppose Uranus. So this is going to affect your access here with Taurus and Scorpio energy. Very likely to do... well, let me go into this. Mars is kind of a heated, passionate, sometimes hot-headed. It can be angry and fighting energy, right? It's that kind of temperament. Those are the traits and qualities. You have Uranus, which ultimately wants reform. It wants reformation. It wants revolution. It wants to break away. It wants freedom. It wants to breathe. It wants to do things differently. It wants to be innovative, right? Ultimately, it wants to incite change and wake people up that there's more important things. That there's a different way to do it. Uranus is always going to take power over Mars. That's just, it's more powerful of a planet in terms of its energy. So with that, when there's an opposition that frequently involves 2 different people or 2 differing bodies or 2 differing entities. So this could result in some sort of argument regarding educational studies. Again, there could be something about maybe some sort of heated contract that you may seek legal advice for because you feel like you were attacked on something. I'm not saying that's going to be for all of you. Others of you, it might just be sort of surprising news regarding some sort of course or study that you were interested in. There might be an unexpected trip that comes about, but more than likely, if you are taking a trip, there's probably going to be some unexpected I don't know if delays, more like cancellations or a need to think quickly on your feet with Mars. It very likely to do with technology breaks. So it could be that your GPS just completely fails you and now you're in a new country and you have to figure out how to get along, right? So there is kind of that need to step up and be this. I don't mean this inappropriately, but be woke. That's sort of what I'm getting. Others of you, this could translate in terms of some sort of car that kind of goes on the fritz or needing to replace that car and then it dies while you're on the road. So you have to, again, quickly adapt or make some sort of major change. And I don't do fear-based readings, guys, right? You know this. That's not what this is about. It's just, the more you know, the better you can kind of use that information to react in maybe a more thoughtful way, right? With Mars, it gets angry very fast. It heats up very fast. So it could even be, something to do with heat and electricity. Again, something could just spark or I don't know, some sort of electrical outlet could fizzle. It could be something like that, especially in a classroom setting, if that's the case, something with your car. But ultimately, I do this to empower you, right? Every single person out there is going to have this transit. So how it hits is going to differ a little bit. But yeah, just things to be careful or cautious of. You may have a teacher who unexpectedly leaves and it puts more pressure on you to take up their responsibilities, or maybe you have to adapt and, you have a new mentor or a new teacher in your life, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we're going to move away from that. I feel like I've hammered that home a lot. Mercury is going to be moving through Sagittarius, so an excellent time for you to go on job interviews. You come off as very well-spoken at this time. There might be a lot of research into finding a job or connecting with some sort of mentor or a leader in your industry. With Knight of Cups, that seems very positive. It feels like you're making warm and pleasant connections with people who are going to be, again, advisors, mentors, people who can help guide you, give you some sort of information. There may be a lot more discussion with your family about grandparents or about grandchildren or something about generations. I'm not sure why that's coming through, but it's probably going to impact you in some way in terms of maybe a moving of a location, a sibling, et cetera, et cetera. That's not super important, but I just mention it. So you're also going to have Venus transiting your 8th house with King of Pentacles. I love this. It's going to make a nice little aspect to Pluto. So Venus through your 8th is going to bring more opportunities for money and creative collaborations, especially with a friend. King of Pentacles says there might be a nice lump sum of money, or it might be that you are in the process of building a quote unquote new empire, or some sort, even if it's just a project for fun, some sort of collaboration that either requires you to spend money or an opportunity where you can make money. Again, with a friend, 2 of Cups, this being a very nice collaboration that with Venus Venus and the King of Pentacles very likely results in money. So with Earth energy, you have to build it. It's not just something you do and instant success overnight, right? Though with Pluto, I will say it completely changes the game. But this may give you a lot of verve and enthusiasm and inspiration and motivation with Mars moving into Sagittarius to make this something that is more in the spotlight. Again, to start a social media page or some sort of campaign for this project that you're doing, maybe behind the scenes, but it does involve joint finances. It's people coming together to transform the industry or to create this, amazing, work of art or whatever it is, a business endeavor, right? It could be a lot of things. You have very strong cards here. You also have the Emperor coming through, and I use this term loosely, but I'm also kind of serious in terms of building your empire. Maybe this is an idea that just wasn't available to you before, and possibly with this new moon, you're starting to do kind of the research and fact finding and sort of immersing yourself in sort of this body of knowledge in order to implement it in your career, in which case there seems to be at minimum one partnership that could be very lucrative, or maybe if you do client-based work, you just may get a lot more connections in the month of November, Pisces. I really like that for you. In terms of dating, there could be a Virgo on the horizon or a Virgo coming in. There may be it doesn't have to be a Virgo, but I am getting that fairly strongly. It could be another Pisces or water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, yeah, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. That's what I see the most of in terms of dating. There could have been one of those signs that there was an ending with, and they may actually reach out and message you again. And up to you if you want to start fresh with this person again, but it might be complicated, right? It might be a little bit messy. It could be that there was like third party involvement, or this person wanted an open relationship, or maybe you did and they weren't on board with that. But there is kind of this like, I don't know, I'm sort of seeing this as three people and then the desire to cut it down, or trim the fat. Let's get it down to just us, right? Let's let your ex go. Let's not think about your ex anymore, or let's be exclusive. Let's make this a nice little partnership. So I see discussions about that maybe. If you're already in a partnership, let's see. It kind of just feels like the everyday stuff. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't see anything huge happening right now in terms of partnership. Though that might change with the full moon. So we're going to get there. But yeah, partnership looks like you have a lot of responsibilities, possibly at work, possibly with your family. It may be taking a little bit more time from your partnership, like romantic partnership. But I don't know. The Ace of Swords, it's like there could be a new beginning in terms of clearer communication and setting expectations of what you're able to do and what you're not able to do right now. And to be honest, I actually see that being very healthy, because it's like, while there is this lack of clarity with the moon, or this fogginess or confusion, it's like we're still going to get to the bottom of this as best we can, and like try and, I don't know, speak our truth, but also listen to our partner's needs and wants and desires, and collaboration, team building on that. So I think that's okay. I don't see anything super tricky there. Some of you may end up going from being in the friend zone with someone to actually dating them too. Possibly a Capricorn, possibly a Cancer, and possibly a Leo. I'm going to leave it at those, because those are the ones I see there. So yes, there is going to be, there's going to be a full moon in Gemini. Let's go there, which is highlighting the sector of your house, home, family, ancestry, roots, land, and property. So some of you may end up finally closing a deal on a house. That certainly could be this kind of Venus, King of Pentacles energy in terms of like financing a home, or asking for a loan, receiving some sort of lump sum to put towards a home. I do see some of you, it's like you're moving your parents into, helping to move your parents to a different location. Maybe that's into like a home care facility. Maybe they're just downsizing, something like that. But I do see the idea of moving your parents into a different place, or something to do with grandparents or grandchildren. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. So with that full moon, though, there is much more of a focus on your family and being able to see things and understand things, I will say, with some more clarity. There's something maybe coming to a head or a culmination where you have responsibilities owed to your family. You are being summoned to help again with moving. A lot of you, I see moving houses. It doesn't have to be a huge move, right? But yeah, I don't know, downsizing or upgrading or whatever it is. That seems to be a big topic of conversation for you guys. Let's see. And yeah, there may be needs and demands from your family that they're requiring your help and assistance. They need your support for something. But with that, you also have an absolute necessity to devote time to yourself and your personal projects, your personal endeavors. It could be your romantic partnership. It could be your work life. I said this to several other signs, but there's a need to sort of balance that. And with Pisces, kind of be able to draw a line in the sand of like boundaries. Like, yes, I want to help you. Yes, I'm going to show up when you need me. But also like, I can't give you everything because I just simply can't. I don't have the bandwidth. Saturn is saying you have work to do on yourself, on your personal journey. Some of you may, this is like all over the place, but some of you may even get some sort of job where there's a need to clean up your act and dress to impress, dress more professional. There could even be like a uniform involved with Saturn, especially when we get into Sagittarius season. Yeah, the idea of being more on the spotlight, there's a need to show your professionalism more, and there may be something where your family is it's like they're wanting to pull you into their orbit, and you kind of have to be like, not now. You have to draw firm lines. And obviously it's your family. You love them. You're going to take care of them. I know you will find that right balance, but there may be sort of a difficult adjustment at first in kind of finding where that flexibility can be and how you're going to split your time, how you're going to split your hours. It's possible that your romantic partner has left their job, or they're waiting to start their new job, or there may be something that pulls them away from the home, in which case you're having to do double duty and, kind of take on the main parental role. And that's what I mean. Like, you may be juggling your time a little bit, but I don't know. The Three of Pentacles says to me, you're going to make it work. I don't see it being a struggle. I just see it being a period of adjustment and kind of understanding where you can best put your energy and where your time is of best use, if that makes sense. So yeah, this full moon is going to square Saturn. So again, there's a little bit of agitation between you and the family. I do see something about land and property coming into focus. So I don't know if you're moving or acquiring more land, or some sort of resolution in a family conflict or a family dynamic where people have been maybe standoffish or combative. Something about that is going to be relieved a little bit. But the ruler of this moon is still kind of, which is in Gemini, it's going to be Mercury. Mercury is still kind of having this conversation with Saturn where we want clarity and we want precision, and we want the Excel spreadsheet. We want the details and the times and the locations. Neptune is just like, yeah, not going to happen. Those are kind of like, Neptune is, this planet of like hopeless romantic, dreamy, creative, artists, intuitive, religion, spiritual. It doesn't do definition very well. So I've been saying to everyone, as much as we have some clarity with that full moon, right? The moon is lit up. We're able to see things better. There aren't any guarantees or absolutes still. I think you have a better idea. You might be signing contracts, but I would say read the fine print very carefully, and also just be open to being flexible and adaptable if you are hit with a little bit of fog or delays, especially with Neptune. Delays for sure. Some of you may be saving money or putting money towards a future vacation, or saving money for a future vacation. Some of you may be paying off debt with Venus moving through your 8th house, money that you spent that you're now having to, put towards that. But that would be a positive thing. It does require spending money, but it's helping pay off some debt, so that's good. What else? I haven't even really touched these cards because they're not the main focus of your spread, but let's touch on them quickly. Some of you may just get like a disappointing news. I don't even know if it's from your boss though. I'm almost getting the idea of like someone has a discussion with you about almost like a performance review, and maybe it's not the warmest one. I don't see it. I don't think it's an ending to a job for most of you. I don't think there's huge ramifications, but it does kind of feel like, I think it's because you're so stressed with splitting your time. You're trying to compartmentalize and do a little bit of each very well. And it could just be that this month your performance isn't as great compared to last month. Maybe you don't meet your quota, or you don't meet your whatever it is. And you may have that one-on-one interaction with your boss or your supervisor where like, yeah, so we noticed this, and we need you to step up a little bit. And I'm literally seeing like scenes from Office Space where Ron Livingston is just like, are you kidding me? Like, no. Just like, I'm so over this. That's more what I get from this. It's like, I think you're burnt out. I think you're exhausted because you have a lot on your plate. And so, yeah, you're just not able to give as much this month to a sector in your life where you would have exceeded or excelled, however you want to say it. I don't know why. I just don't think this 10 of Swords is the ending of something. I think it's more of a blow to your ego, or it highlights your fear that like, I'm not kicking ass everywhere, and like, you just can't. You're not superhuman, Pisces. So I think your best way to deal with that is just this acceptance of like, yeah, I've noticed that too. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, and just like move on. Like, don't even make it a thing. I don't think you need to get in a fight about it because I don't think it's going to help anything. I think it's like, you just can't spend that much energy worrying about it because you're being called away for a lot of good things. Don't get me wrong, but like you're splitting your time between a lot of different things right now. And then let's see. So in your 12th house, let's see, what do I need to say here? You have some nines, some sort of closure. I think you're getting out of moodiness, or feel if you have been sort of stuck in a rut in terms of depression. I think you're being rebirthed into your own life in a sense. With these nines, it's like something is coming to a culmination. It could be worries about money or challenges or obstacles with money have left you feeling like down on yourself or worthless, or looking at back and feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have invested this. I shouldn't have spent this money. I think that stuck energy and sort of lackluster kind of down on yourself energy, I think that's going away. Like, are you seeing how strong these cards are? Something is changing in your financial sector, especially job wise. Even just, again, I would not undersell a creative collaboration or any collaboration really, especially with a friend, because that could, I don't know, that could really take root and bring you to a whole new level. Or some sort of client that you connect with could really influence your career in a very powerful way. It could even be the idea of them sort of giving you what is that word? An endorsement, or sharing your stuff on their social or your website, and all of a sudden, like, you have all these hits or you have all these people coming to you. It feels like that type of energy. So this actually looks like a pretty good spread to me, Pisces. I hope you think so too. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, book a personal reading if you desire. I will see you guys for more tarot very soon. Bye, Pisces.